Deep in the savannah, where the sun blazed bright and the grass swayed like green waves, lived a little elephant named Tembo. Tembo loved to play with his friends, chasing butterflies and splashing in the muddy waterhole. But there was one thing that filled Tembo with trunk-shaking fear: the dark, mysterious cave at the edge of the savannah. Just the thought of the cave made Tembo's legs wobble. He imagined scary creatures with glowing eyes and sharp teeth lurking in the shadows. His heart thumped like a drum whenever he passed by, and he'd quickly run away, his little tail tucked between his legs. One day, while playing hide-and-seek with his friends, Tembo found himself near the dreaded cave. His heart pounded like a drum solo. He wanted to run, but then one of his friends called out, "I wonder what's inside that cave." Curiosity tickled Tembo's trunk. He'd always been too afraid to even think about what might be inside. But now, a tiny seed of courage began to sprout within him. What if there was something amazing hidden inside? What if it wasn't so scary after all? Tembo took a deep breath and decided to be brave. He would face his fear and see what the cave held. He closed his eyes, took a step closer to the cave, and peeked inside. It was dark and quiet, and Tembo's heart pounded in his chest. Slowly, Tembo took another step, and then another. The darkness felt less scary with each step he took. He used his trunk to feel his way around, his eyes slowly adjusting to the dim light. As he ventured deeper, he heard a gentle sound, like a tiny chime. Tembo followed the sound, his fear fading with each step. The cave walls were cool and damp against his skin. He felt a sense of excitement bubbling up inside him. He was doing it. He was facing his fear. Finally, Tembo reached a small opening at the back of the cave, and there, in the center of the opening, was the most beautiful sight. A waterfall cascaded down into a crystal-clear pool, and the gentle sound of the falling water created the chime-like sound that Tembo had followed. Sunlight streamed in from a hole in the cave ceiling, making the water sparkle like 1,000 diamonds. Tembo realized that his fear had blinded him to the beauty that was hidden within. From that day forward, Tembo was no longer afraid of the dark cave. He learned that bravery wasn't about not being scared. It was about facing your fears and discovering what amazing things lay on the other side.